this a little bit. I don't know. I'm bored.
Tornado. I want. Hold on. It's tornado coming towards it.
Wait, tornado coming towards what? Nani?
It's the tornado. The storm is a tornado that is coming towards Arcadia Bay and Life is Strange. It's first. Its first featured in the first scene. The game. It is a large. It's the last and most extreme meteorologic anomaly. Okay. Apparently, it's the tornado is linked to Max's power.
It is.
So essentially,
Also recording this so I can like have this in the beginning.
after credits. So essentially,
well, I stopped the stream, but you know.
no, but essentially, according to Wikipedia, from Life is Strange, according to it, it's a tornado that's coming towards Arcadia Bay, but it has a link to Max's ability. So I'm not 100% sure if saving Rachel.
Rachel Amber.
Yeah, that's it. Saving Rachel necessarily stops tornado coming? Question mark.
Question mark.
Because so it's so it has so which are likely connected to. So it's not certain if it's an actual tornado or just a paradox tornado. It's not specified.
Wait, paradox tornado? What?
Basically, because she's altering time so much. So stopping Rachel dying or going back in time to prevent her death. Because she's done that so much, it's destabilized the timeline so much. Hence why we have that's basically a paradox. A paradox is going back in time, changing something. So, for example, going back in time, killing Hitler when he was a baby, then going to present time and everything's different. That's basically the same thing here, but this is an after effect. The thing is, it's not specified that if saving Rachel prevents the tornado, I'm assuming that it's a natural tornado and it was going to happen anyway, or because she's gone back in time before she stopped Rachel dying the first time, that all the changes she's made no longer exist. Therefore, the tornado no longer exists.
I'm fucking... What?
Basically, think of time as a straight line. Okay?
Got it.
Every time someone makes a different choice, it branches off.
Right, yeah. Of course.
And it creates a new timeline.
Uh-huh.
You are never allowed to go back in time because it screws up itself. For example, a pizza ready. But so basically, okay, you know Back to the Future?
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay.
Some good shit.
You know Back to the Future 2?
I haven't really watched
when
it,
old Biff goes back in time to give his younger self the almanac from the future, which has everything from his time to make him rich.
Okay.
I've lost you, haven't I? All right,
Kind
hold
of?
on.
I don't know.
Uh,
Is that right if I just like keep this like beginning part, just show the beginning stream
oh
or
yeah,
something?
yeah, sure.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Yay.
Hold on. I'm gonna get something
It's
that
like
will help.
meanwhile while I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, here we go. That'll be long.
add people.
Just while I'm freaking just like trying to figure something out, just be like, yep,
Okay.
just in the game.
All right.
Just put like up here
Hold
somewhere.
on. That I've left something for you in general. This will all be explained.
Okay. Opening.
Oh, that's just the
It's
page.
loading. Oh, there we go. Join shared
Okay.
board, right? Okay. Shared
Yeah, okay.
board.
So. Okay. You can see my cursor, right?
I gotta put Limestar Games all caps because you know.
Yeah.
Boop. Okay, there we go.
Okay, you can see that, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I cannot just draw that. Just yeah. Okay, just oh no. I want the pet. I wanted the there. Okay, there. Okay, so this is a straight line. Okay. Just
kind of, but alright,
imagine-
yeah. I get what you mean. It's not really straight, but
This is the start,
Uh-huh.
and this is when the tornado happens. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, let me do it a different color.
On the very end there, for anyone who didn't see it. Oh,
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I can move it out.
So.
Okay.
Let's say this is when so let's say this is when Rachel died. This is the timeline when Rachel dies. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, sorry, no, that doesn't make sense. Sorry. This is when no, this is when Rachel is saved. Okay. Before that, there was the main timeline. Okay.
I guess. Yeah.
So this is when Rachel actually died. And then after that, it continues on where she's dead, she's alone, Max is alone, yada, yada, yada. What's happened basically is since Max saved Rachel, it created the timeline in which Rachel was alive and the tornado is going to, and she didn't die.
Uh-huh.
See the smiley face. And then we go on, and then there's the part where, let's say, a few days later, there's the part where they meet Frank.
Uh-huh.
There is a timeline where there is a point where Frank is dead. So it creates another timeline. Max then goes back in time to the same point to prevent Frank from dying.
Right.
But that creates a paradox because there is now a timeline. There are two versions of the same timeline, but they're different. Let's say another one.
I wonder if I didn't do that, if it would change the same thing, or it would just be the same thing regardless.
Because what's happening and time is being changed.
There he goes.
I just have it in the oven. But because time is being changed so much, the tornado is going to eventually happen. The reason Rachel had to be sacrificed was to prevent the paradox from basically happening. So if, let's say, all these red lines are when time has been altered. Because I haven't actually watched most of the live stream, so I don't know how many times you screwed up time itself. So basically, you've got about 6 times she's gone back in time and changed it. I don't know, Rachel's being killed, or Frank, it's like Frank being killed, or someone's being killed,
So
or changed an interaction towards them.
So I guess if I didn't do it as much, it wouldn't been as it would be different, like at the end or something, or just.
I don't think it would really matter. Because I think there are times where you actually have to rewind.
I mean, like, not doing it. Because I was like, oh, I should change my outcome. Like, when you actually could. Instead of, like, the thing where you have to. But, you know, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm just. Nah. Apparently, you can't. You have to rewind. No matter what you do, you have to rewind.
No, I mean, like, not as much, like.
No, it doesn't really matter, though. You're still affecting time itself. So no matter what you do, the tornado is going to happen. That's why you get to the point where you get to this point where the tornado has to happen. It's gonna happen if you keep rewinding. It's not like apparently, according to some comments, it's impossible to play the game without rewinding. You have to rewind regardless. So you're always, no matter what you do, you're always going to end up at that point where you have to make the choice between Arcadia Bay and Rachel. There was a thing you asked before about could you go back in time to warn people? Someone brought up a brilliant point about that, saying it's uncertain because Max doesn't know that she's basically the cause of the time anomaly. So even if she did warn them, people may not believe her, or what someone said was, even if you do warn them, who knows if it's actually going to happen?
I'm just drawing over here to mind me.
It's okay. So basically, that's the point. No matter what you could have done, the tornado was going to happen because of the rewind. If you didn't rewind, the paradox would have still happened. Even if you didn't save her, it wouldn't have changed. You could have gone back in time, but it would repeat itself. So yeah, that's why, no matter what you chose, it doesn't exactly matter. Even if, oh hey, like for example, saving Rachel. I don't know if she did. No, she did still have her powers then. So at any point, she could have just gone back in time. But the thing that kind of pisses me off is it only affects herself and not Rachel. Because problem is, and I don't know if this is 100% true, I'm going off based on fact. There is now a timeline, because I don't know if it's actually wiped out. There is now a timeline where Rachel is stuck with Arcadia Bay being destroyed.
So in other words, so you're saying
there's
there might
basically
be a version.
There is an alternative version of her.
Jesus.
Because there's technically two versions. There are multiple versions of her now. That's why time has gotten us so unstable. And she's essentially a fixed point.
What the hell?
Think about it. You save Rachel. the tornado doesn't happen. You save Rachel, the tornado happens. She has to die. That's the problem here.
So, oh my god.
Yeah, I know, it's time travel. It hurts everyone's brain.
What?
Do you want me to explain it again?
Kinda. I don't know,
Okay,
honestly.
I'll take it from the top.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Time travel hurts everyone's brain. So, the game starts off with the choice of saving Rachel. I'm going to assume this is true. You can slaughter me off. With saving Rachel or not. If you save Rachel, you continue on with the game. And the whole thing unfolds, how it went off in your live stream. And then it will lead to the point where, hey, guess what? A tornado happens and you have to make the choice. If you don't save her, it will go on how it revealed Rachel will die. Everything you've done has been affected. And yeah. It doesn't necessarily say that at no point that Max can't go back in time to save Rachel, but then she still retains her memories of, hey, guess what? She will have to go through all the hell she has to go through again.
This is like so freaking confusing.
I know.
But I guess I'm understanding now, I guess. I don't know.
And before the storm sounds a bit questionable, but to research this. It's true. What? What happened?
The picture.
What picture? Oh,
I'm
God,
making art here.
Oh my God. Look away for 1 second and I just see that.
But anyway, carry on.
I forgot what I was saying now.
Oof.
But hey, it's time travel. No one really knows what the fuck's going on. Because no one knows what that. And this is Life is Strange Before the Storm. Yay!
Hopefully, it might for yourself. Paradox. What? Hopefully, it has everything done by now. What? It'd be nice to slow.
Okay.
I mean, probably will have everything set up.
This apparently before Life is Strange Before the Storm is Rachel and Chloe. This time you play as Chloe, forms an unlikely friendship with Rachel. And this is set 3 years before the storm. So, yeah. Because that. Hey, you just saw your friend die. Guess what we're doing?
Oh my God.
You get to play the game 3 years before the first one and watch them possibly die again.
Oh God. I don't like this. Exports PDF.
Ah, you should be fine. Well, I'm gonna go get my pizza.
Alright, so I'm gonna stream now then? Right, or not Lime,
Well, I mean,
huh?
well, I mean, you said you were going to test it, see if it actually runs.
Oh, right, yes, of course.
Exactly. So while you do that, I'm going to get my pizza ready.
Alright. But by the time you guys watch this, I'll hopefully have it done already, and it'll be streaming.
while you guys get ready, I'm going to sit in a corner and think about life.
Me? Alright. Here's my future.